it's your girl Gorgeous, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be showing y'all how I achieved this makeup look. I don't really know what to call it. I might just call it like soft doll makeup or something like that, because you know, it's like a soft bronze and then the eyes are like doll eyes. I don't know. Anyways, if you want to see how I got this look, make sure to keep watching. And if you are into all things hair, makeup, fashion, just all things beauty, all things girly, you should definitely subscribe because I got a lot more coming for y'all. Make sure to like the video, leave a comment, let me know if you try this look out, and yeah, let's get straight into it. Of course, we gotta start barefaced, and I moisturized and applied sunscreen. We are going to be starting with our brows. I got this brow pencil from Amazon. It came in a multi-pack of about 6, which is absolutely amazing. And y'all, I love this dark brown color. Since I shaved my natural brows, for drawing on my brows, I just follow my natural brow arch. I did have to redo my edges because they were in the way. Whenever I have my edges lower, it just makes my forehead look smaller, especially since I don't have no brows, y'all. Now it's time to carve and outline our brows. I take this concealer, which is the Top Secret concealer from Miss A's. I have it in the shade Cappuccino, and I just use a flat brush and go under my eyebrow. As I do this, I do go back in with that brow pencil to make touch-ups. Next, I'm grabbing my Ruby Kisses contour palette. My palette might look messy, y'all. Just know that that means I use it for real. And I'm going to use the shade in there that is closest to my foundation shade to outline the top of my brows. I go in with the shade close to my foundation so that way later when I am blending my forehead with the rest of my makeup, it'll all blend easily. The last thing I like to do before getting to the rest of my face is just going ahead and placing that same brighter concealer from earlier right in the center of my brows. It is now time for foundation, and we are going to be using the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Yummy Skin Tint. Whew, I believe that's the full name. It's low-key a mouthful, but y'all, it is a great product. When I say great, I mean great. If you want smooth makeup, this is the starting step to that, for real, for real. To blend it, I go in with a flat foundation brush. I have this in shade 9, which is about 1 shade darker than me. And the reason I do that is because since I use a lot of brighter concealer, it all balances out at the end of the day, so I don't look crazy whenever I'm in natural lighting or I'm just out. That is also a great tip for all of my girlies with hyperpigmentation, because it's hard out here, y'all. It's now time to conceal some more. For this particular look, the placement we are doing is just a tad bit under the eyes, a little bit on the corner of our eyes, and then right under the nose and on the nose. To blend, I specifically go in with this little compact round brush, and I begin blending my eye area because that is the area we are going to focus on first. Key note, when you are blending, you should be tapping. As you can see, I am tapping, y'all. Do not swipe because that is going to smudge your makeup. For eyeshadow, I have been absolutely obsessed with this eyeshadow palette from Hilton. It is the Diamond Dust palette, and I took the Corner Brown shade and I started using that for my base color. You can use any darker tone shade that you would like. That's just my choice. Also take note that once again, we are going in with the tapping motion. Next, I'm going in with a tan nude color, and that I will be placing on the inside of my eyelid. I also went back in a little bit with some of that darker eyeshadow just to darken it up a little bit, and to make the shape more prominent. Once I was satisfied with that, I began to blend my concealer. I'm going in with the same brush from earlier. I don't necessarily go in any particular order. However, I always save the very inner corners of my eyes for last. As I'm getting ready to set my face for baking, I just make sure to go back in and blend everything thoroughly. And I also ensure to blend the edges out by using my foundation brush. To apply my powder, I go in with another compact brush and I tap it in the powder and then I begin to tap it on my face. Do not be afraid to put powder everywhere. I will say definitely be more heavy-handed in the center of your face and be lighter as you go out, especially when it comes to the cheeks of your face or where your face is naturally contoured. Since we're going for a softer look today, I wanted to do some reverse contour. So I grabbed this flat brush, tapped it in the powder, and I began to place that powder. Along my jawline, but not directly where I would place normal contour. Doing this still highlights your facial structure and it gives your face that softer, youthful balance as opposed to having harsh contour on your face. Now, I let that sit for about 20 minutes because I decided to eat in between. But for actually blending it out, I just went in with a big fluffy brush. And this is the brush that I use for bronzer. So it does have some color on it already. And that natural color is something that I'm completely fine with having on my face because we're going to go back in later and add some of that anyway. But generally, just use a big powder fluffy brush to get that powder off of your face. And as you can see, I'm not really swiping harshly. I'm more so doing controlled motions. And we are already looking airbrushed, y'all. Look at that. I'm just going back in with that brow pencil again because I like for my brows to be real prominent, to stand out, and to be bold. It is now time for contour and bronzer. So I'm going in with this beauty book from Profusion, which is an eye and face palette. And firstly, I'm starting off with those two shades that I showed y'all and just going in on my nose. One thing about me, if y'all haven't noticed already, I love me some good nose contour. Now we go in with that big fluffy brush that I brought up earlier. We take those two same shades that we used on our nose and we go ahead and start using them for the rest of our face. The main areas that you want to make sure you get are your cheekbones as well as your forehead and your jawline. To achieve a color combo like the one I am using, basically just start off with a peachy kind of contour shade. And then on top of that, you can add your bronzer shade. My bronzer is of course more on the orange side. And I really love this color mixture because it really makes me look like I have a pouty face, which is what I'm going for. This is personally my favorite step and I love bronzing my face up, y'all, especially in the summertime. This is also the opportunity to get all of the edges that you may not have blended yet. So all of the edges of your makeup, you want to make sure that that is blended as well. I'm now taking this very small, dense brush And I'm dipping that into the white shade that is in the same eyeshadow and face palette from earlier. And this is what I'm going to use to line my waterline. This is a do at your own discretion. I have done this for multiple years. I've been doing my makeup for some years, so I'm not very shaky at it or anything. But if you are a beginner or this is your first time working with waterliner, you should definitely get you a waterliner pencil, and that would work a lot better for you. To achieve the doll eye look, you have to have an amazing mascara. And y'all, when I tell you this Essence Lash Without Limits, this is not sponsored, but y'all, this mascara, it is so pigmented. And it does such a good job at lengthening your lashes as well as adding volume. Y'all need to get it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna link it. Well, I'm gonna link all of the products I use down below, at least all the ones that I have links for. And y'all should definitely check them out. I decided to go in with just a touch of pressed powder. This one is also from Miss A's, so I'm taking a pretty light rounded brush. I dab it in there, and I just lightly dab it wherever I would like that color to go. So I put that on my nose wherever I placed that concealer earlier, as well as directly under my eyes, and sometimes I'll place a little bit under my brows. Currently here, I'm using it to blend out some of those harsh contour lines on my nose. Now you'll see me going back in with some basic touch-ups, so going back in with some more bronzer. I go back in on my waterline to touch up that color, as well as doing another coat of mascara. It is now time to highlight, which I'm going in with this white glitter shade from the Paris Hilton palette, putting that in my inner corners to highlight my eyes, as well as I'm going to place that on my nose and under my brows in a bit. But of course, I also had to get into the eyeliner. We don't necessarily need dramatic eyeliner for this look, so I instead opted for a real small wing. And you'll see I also do some inner liner in a second. I use the Kiss Lash Glue for when I put on my lashes, and I just put it directly on my eyelid on top of the eyeliner that I placed, which I also got the eyeliner from e.l.f. And of course, I let the liner dry before applying the lash glue. The lashes I'm using today are in style Stella from my brand Y2 Kissed. I will leave the link to the website down in the description box. For lip liner, I am actually using the same brow pencil. Well, not the same, like I said, it came in a multi-pack, but it is the same brand. To swipe away any unwanted powder or glitter, I just use the fan brush and go over it lightly. For lip gloss, I'm going in with the Strawberry Jelly Gloss, also from my brand Y2 Kissed. Once again, link in the description box. And yes, it smells like strawberries. And we are done with the look, y'all.
And T, you made this?
you so much for watching this video. Like I said, let me know if you end up trying this look. Leave a comment, leave a like, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and also follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram at Hey It's Gorgeous and at It's Gorgeous IRL. All right. Like I said earlier, I have a lot more coming for y'all. I'm real excited. So get on board. Okay, boo. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I feel like falling in